The Dark Souls community is a confusing one. It's a community which has dedicated itself to a once thought impossibly niche game and turned it into something accessible for everyone. You don't need to go far on YouTube to find some of the fantastic pieces dedicated to the series, and many watching these videos without knowing the first thing about Souls will probably look at them and go, yeah, alright, I can do this. So little Billy slaps in his copy of Dark Souls, and what happens? Well, he gets his butt kicked because he's a total narc. So Billy goes back to the same community which recommended him this hard but kind of funny and kooky game, and what's he get? Now let's be real, most of these are just jokes, right? My point is that while the community has changed over the past few years to reflect a fun and enjoyable experience, there has been a one constant throughout the 9 years Dark Souls has been out, and that's the game. The community around Souls has changed drastically over the years, but the game hasn't. Little Billy playing the game for the first time now will be getting the same experience as Little Billy's great-granddad playing 9 years ago. So talented people in the community go in to improve the game through mods, starting out with these like little weapon changes and such, but eventually moving on to these large game overhauls. Recently I've been delving into the Dark Souls modded scene, and 9 times out of 10 it's just these like ridiculously hard mods, and yeah, they're pretty fun, but it doesn't really nail what Souls can actually be. It can still be this really fun and accessible game which the community promised you when you first started playing. Which is why, when I stumbled upon the Dark Souls Ascension mod, I was so pleasantly surprised. Oh, what the shag is this? Hello big lad. Whoa, lads. What, am I flipping? Wait, is he going like 2 times speed? What? What the fuck? Now, from the footage just then, it may not seem like the fun and accessible part of Souls I was talking about, but when it comes down to it, I'd really like to call this mod the arcade mode of Souls. And yeah, I know we have the boss rush mod, which literally is arcade mode, but this mod is more than that. It's not afraid to give the player all of the fun stuff right away. No more farming builds for 20 hours, all of the weapons and armors have extra effects, these little side areas to explore, all of this is just good Souls game without any of the extra baggage attached to it. So in this video, I'm just going to go over a few reasons why I love this mod and why I should give it a try. What was that noise? You go find this. 360. Oh, he's not scary. Shit.
Pathetic.
So, right from the start, you'll notice something's not quite right with your character. Depending on your starting class, you may have a weapon buff, you might be ninja flipping, you might not know what the fuck's going on. So you check all your weapons and armor. Look at all this stuff! More soul gain allows ninja flipping, gives weapon perma buffs. Such a small change to the weapon and armor system lends so much to the game, and it actually makes you want to explore Souls all over again to find these new weapons and armors. What? Oh! Fuck's sake, what is this? By teasing the player right from the get-go, hey, this starting katana, it has fucking lightning, and your armor lets you ninja flip. It's like, holy shit, dude, let me get into the rest of the game, let me see what else you've got to offer. It's a fantastic way to start. Fucking hell. Ah! So okay, calm it down a second. We've been given all this overpowered cool gear. Now we can smash the game, right? Boom! To balance the crazy effects of this mod, it basically injects crack cocaine into every single enemy and they move speedy. So you're 2 minutes in and you're already throwing hands of the Capra Demon with a lightning katana. It's cheap, but god damn, it just cuts out so much bullshit of Souls. It just drops you in and it goes, yeah, fucking, I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. He's a fucking Capra Demon. So it might take a few attempts, but you finally get the kill and holy fucking wonga. So the question is, what are we gonna do with them? Well, whatever you like, the leveling system has been completely changed. And I can pause for a second and clearly just point out that it's just number inflation. All they've done is added the extra 0 onto the value, so instead of like 3k souls, you get 30k souls, and instead of being level 10, you're level 100. But there's just something about this, like being able to achieve an end game build from the start. I know it sounds weird, but it's almost like you're playing a new build because you've never made a character this far before. What's going to happen if you level past 100? You don't know. So you start pushing the boundaries and see where the game's going to crack. And thankfully, the mod nudges you in the right way. He's done locked. He can't compete. He can't compete. He can't compete. Shit. shit! You can go past level 50 health, and levels past 50 don't take reduced values, which means if you go past 50, you don't get less and less health, it gives you even more. So yeah, go ahead and get 99 HP, just see what happens. The same goes with scaling. Say if you've got a strength weapon which has an A scaling, usually you'd get 40 strength and say, right, job's a good one, see you later me old China, and stop right there. There's no point going any forward, the 40 strength's enough for an A scaling. The mod removes that limit. You can get to 99 strength if you want to, and for the first time you can say, well, why not? It's a very good case for it. You'll do crazy damage. To some people, I know that this build rework will sound quite like random and unnecessary, but that's the beauty of it. It's so unnecessary that you couldn't prepare for it. You'll have to just think of something new. To conclude this little segment, I just want to tell you what I chose. I chose the archer class because I was like, yeah, why not? For sure. And they actually made bows viable. Like, it did even more damage than all my melee weapons. Get fucking sniped, lad. I ACOG snipe on all the maps, you can't beat me. Oh! And from this you can understand why they made bows so underwhelming in Souls, because it's just ridiculous. But thankfully the Ascension mod is about trying that one cool build you've always wanted to make, because on this mod, with all of the crazy new circumstances, it probably is possible. You lads, no, I'm not down to hollows, I'm not down to hollows. I'm not down to fucking hollows. Shit. I just died to, I'm gonna lose a fucking 100k souls to these fucking hollows, mate. To be honest, going into this mod, I was really just expecting mechanical changes such as this. The mod author has said many times that the mod is really just attempting to bring Dark Souls into a more traditional RPG plan, exploring ideas such as more direct counters to enemies or zones, and that leveling up is very important. So upon playing this, I really wasn't expecting any sort of actual gameplay changes, and when I saw that there's a ton of them, it was such a welcome surprise. Firstly, I absolutely adore these little platforming puzzles in the mod, and believe it or not, it's such a hard thing to get right. Making platforming fun in Souls. Literally, that is one of the most difficult things to do, and Souls has tried so many times to implement these platforming sections and nobody likes them. But I think this mod gets it spot on. Because it's going to be fucking professional. Clean. Flawless. Have you ever seen precision in Dark Souls platforming like this before? And I'm willing to bet you haven't. Fuck! Now the main reason I think nobody likes platforming in Souls is that when you do these jumps into a hole or over a ledge, you are very much committed to the exploration. Once you jump into this hole, you don't know how long you're going to be down here for. You don't know if there's going to be a bonfire. You don't know how long you are committed to this exploration. And that's stressful, especially when you have to traverse all these jumps, which you don't know you can even make it back from. In this, you can clearly just see, there's the start, there's the finish, have a bit of banter, have a bit of fun. And hey, you might get a cool weapon for it, and you know that you want the weapons. It's such a nice little way to get the player to actually want to engage in such a weak part of the game. Do a diagonal jump there, but then surely you're just gonna roll off. I'm not sure. Do I have to? Yep. So yeah, there's these little platforming sections and little walkways to new places to go. But is there any big changes to the game? Well, yeah, there's been some big changes to the bosses, and I'm not just talking about changing the health to be twice as much or doubling the damage. I'm talking some pretty substantial changes. Truth is though, I've got a fucking bow, what's he gonna do about it? Oh, he's quick. He's like, what the fuck's going on over there? One of my personal favourites is the Bed of Chaos, which a lot of people have attempted to fix, but I actually quite like what they did here, and I don't want to spoil it in this video, so I'm not going to talk about it. One thing I will spoil though, 4 kings, it's just 1 king now. 1 big old king for you to fight. Where are you? Show yourself, the fuck you. Sorry fucking fool. You're pretty quick. But you're not as quick as me. And yeah, okay, the 4 kings, is it harder than 1? Yeah, but it's just 1 king. It's fun. Maybe playing this mod will help a lot of people realise that the fun factor isn't just based on how hard it is and how big your balls are for bragging rights. It can just be fun. But with all these big changes, the game clearly isn't intended for this, and there's some pretty funny things can happen. Now, it can range from pretty cute things like this. Oh, fuck off! Sit certain stuff happens to this game when you put it at like ×5 speed. Or it can do stuff like kill every single NPC in Firelink Shrine for no reason. I am not joking, this is a big reported bug in the mod, and apparently it has something to do with speeding the game up by ×2, but yeah, it just kills all the NPCs. And you know what? Yeah, that sucks balls, but to me, it's just funny as fuck, and I love how silly this is. Hello, Sunshine. What's your name? I don't think that's good. Now, before I conclude this video and give my closing thoughts, I do want to throw in one criticism which really put me off this mod, and that's the final few bosses. So far in the mod, it's been pretty lenient, but still their idea is the same. They still wanted to make Dark Souls a traditional RPG experience, and it seems that in the final bosses, the mod author fully realised this vision, and what they did to Gwyn, personally, it's not for me. The Sweet Victory is so quiet. What the fuck now? Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. What? Turn it off. You've been building up this character, and he's at level 300 and fucking whatever now, and you get to Gwyn. Good thing, he can't be parried. That's pretty fair, right? Bad thing, all of a sudden, he has like 30k health, he is 99% resistant to everything but one thing, magic. Yeah, it's just this chosen element, yeah, magic, that's it, that's how you beat Gwyn. And I had to just completely redo my entire build just to do this one thing, and I get it. I get that in an RPG, it's more about finding the weakness of the boss and exploiting it. I get that. But it just seems to undermine everything the mod has done up to this point, where it's like, yeah, you can just do whatever, try it, it'd be fun. And now it's like, no, you have to get magic attack or you just can't do it, full stop. Can't help but feel that there was accidentally something really special here, where it was really trying to say, anything is viable, anything is possible, go for it. But with this one final boss, all of a sudden requiring all these things, it clearly isn't the case, and that's a shame. What I'm trying to say, and the main point of this entire video is that not only in the Ascension mod, but in every mod for Dark Souls, there seems to be this ever-present feeling is that you have to make your mod really challenging and really hard, and there's just no point to it. There really isn't. Miyazaki has said many times in Dark Souls that difficulty was a complete accident. It just so happened to be hard because of the structure and how tight the combat is. And people are here trying to prove the point of how difficult you can make Souls when it was never really the point in the first place. Oh my god. Oh, there's no winners this time on Takeshi's Castle, lads. That about sums it up. That's about right, lads. I know I've gone on a bit of a tangent and a rant here about difficulty in the Souls community. I just think it's so misunderstood. I mean, come on now, what's there to be accomplished or gained by defeating like a 5 Taurus Demon gank squad? There's no point to it. But if you can think of new and inventive ways to use stuff in Souls you've never used before, that's where the fun in modding really lies for me. How do I shoot? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. No, fuck it. I'm doing it. No, fuck it. No, this is gonna be fucking special. Let's watch this. I just want to finish up by saying, look, yeah, I know that the video was intended to take a more broader look into the modded scene as a whole, and I really just focused on one mod. I do have my Modded Experience Trilogy, and I really go into my thoughts on those videos. What I really just wanted to say in this video is that the modding scene for Dark Souls is just so underappreciated, it really is. All these other fantastic parts of the community, like the art and the YouTube side of things, are really well appreciated, but still the modding scene just doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I really believe that the main reason people are put off Dark Souls modding is that when it was just starting, people really didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So they'll just go into the settings and saying, oh yeah, Taurus Demon like fucking 20k health now, job's a good one. But we've come such a far away from that, and we're now getting these really brave and creative ideas coming out. And the best thing about it for me is that it solves issues in Souls, which you might have really had. Like, for example, I had a big issue with the platforming, and this mod is a perfect solution, and it took one person to fix such a hated part of it for me. Now, after seeing this, you still might not like the Ascension mod, but that's the thing, you can probably find something out there in the modding community now that you will really, really like. And that is so important for the community, and I don't think anyone talks about it enough. I really don't. And you know what? If I had to recommend this, I'd say play it up until the final boss, and if you want to do the final boss, hey, good for you. If you are going to play this mod, I'd honestly love to see your build. If you can send me videos like on my Twitter or something, I want to see all sorts of crazy shit you guys can make possible. Honestly, that sounds like so much fun. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. It's a bit different from my usual stuff. Gives me a bit of a chance to do the old talkie about the old ball and chain, walkie, isn't that right, Lenny?
Shut the fuck up, you massive wet blanket.
Yeah, fucking too right. Anyway, it's Code Vein next. Fucking might be, or I might do something else before then. So fuck off. I'll see you soon.